Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Bakwamiti, this is a letter dated 18 June 2018. It's addressed to the company, the contractor, the managing director. Titled, Development of Kumasi Airport Phase 2.
Date again?
June 18th, 2018. Confirmation of handover, listen. Confirmation of handover of project site to contractor. Reference is made to the joint inspection of project site on Thursday, 17th May 2018, prior to project commencement.
You mean prior?
Prior. One kind of that.
Prior.
Prior. Ah. I was so proud of something. Why my milk? Milk the bunch of man, you done mistake. Mark pronounce the man of Okodo. So listen, hereby confirm pursuant to clause mechanic
prior.
No, pursuant to clause 2.1 of the particular conditions of contract that the project site that is terminal building, apron, etc., was handed over to the contractor from the commencement date 25th May 2018.
25th May
2018. However, the right of access to the site for the construction of the apron, link taxiway, and runway extension shall be subject to the operational requirements of the airport, taking due cognizance of the contractor's acceptance to do most of the airside works during the night after the last flight. We count very much on your usual cooperation. Yours faithfully. This is signed by Yao Apia Dankwa, Director, Airports Planning and Projects for Management.
Okay, since I can analyze Minte, which him, Manka de can with him. Inti ma akanas you then.
Or there commencement for the project.
Yeah.
What man, because one man our contract and one hand oversight to you, you can't go there. You have no legal basis. To the colleague
to me the
on the 17th May 2018, now contractor and client in this is Ghana Airport. One our inspecting place, one day is in shape for them. 25th May, that is 2018. We're handing over to what the man for commencement to, of their job. It's Masa.
Kweku not Yadum. President Mahama, Mra Okucha Sod, na parliamentary approval had been given, right?
Yes, I said three conditions
so
had been fulfilled.
Parliamentary approval had been given.
Yes, of the loan agreement.
Of the loan agreement.
Yes.
And money had been sourced for it.
Yeah, that's the
loan.
No, that's the loan.
Good.
Sourcing, signing of the financing agreements.
So what did he do wrong?
One, he should have waited. He should have done what Akufo-Addo did. You wait for all the conditions precedents to be fulfilled. You wait for the contractor to be given the site. You wait for the commencement date to be stated. That's all. He cut the sword, as I'm saying, ahead of the 4 critical conditions precedents. Ahead of commencement date. Don't forget, 2018 also, he cut the sword for commencement to begin.
Yeah.
That could not be true. On your possible, on your sustainable line to push. And in the contract, they explain what commencement is and when it kicks in the contract. Say, contract nini. Also, commencement date shall be 28 days after the coming into force of this contract, or when the utilization of the loan facility is effective, whichever occurs later. It's explained here.
So when he cut the sword, there really was no contract.
No, the contract had been signed. Effectiveness is different from signature. I mean, I thought you knew this better than I do.
Kweku, you are not talking to me.
Okay. Oh, you are right. Forgive me, you are right. You are damn right. The signature of the contract had been done. So, parliamentary approval of the loan agreement had been done. Last week, I said this here. And in their statement, they acknowledged that I appreciated the point that parliamentary approval of the loan agreement, loan agreement, had been done. Or yet distinct from the financing agreements coming into force. Because the financing agreements, because the loan agreement can stand there if you don't proceed to do the other things. You can't apply the loan because you won't access the money.
Because conditions haven't been met.
Yes. And it's been explained, as I'm saying, the contract here, what commencement date means. So President Mahama could not be right when in June 2018 he said he went cut the sword for commencement of the project. He could not be right. He cannot be right. He would not be right. He must not be right because he's not supported. This statement is not supported by contractual documentations and the processes, the trajectory of events.
Sammy Jeffy says you lied.
Well, I'm showing he peddled an obvious untruth.
What's the difference between that and lie?
Oh, because I'm more charitable.
Because choice of words.
I want to be charitable. In this case, former President Mahama is captured in it. Minority leadership caucus is captured in it. I want to give them some respect. So all I'm saying is that
maturity.
He peddled an obvious untruth. There's the other point. The President Mahama made the statement he made there because also experience be unyawo wa
Upper West Regional Hospital.
Yes. Do your checks. Indeed, I think he was misled to go and do what he did at WA.
Misled by whom?
Sometimes these bureaucrats and things. Because you see, in Mtam Okokati Sodna, July 30th, 2010, he was vice president. The trajectory, you check why now. I'm not saying the parliamentary approval of the loan agreement had been done under Kufo.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's the Eurojet. The contract had also been signed. But the design and commencement date was actually later, June 30th, 2011. June 30th, 2011.
So almost one clear year before.
So, in my view, it doesn't appear he learned his lessons, the war lessons. Because what he did at Kumasi is virtually a replication of what he did at WA. So his point that, I learned some lessons because of the WA incident.
Itself is questioned.
It's questionable. He did not. Because he repeated virtually the same error of judgment. And I believe sometimes you see, it's in America they're misled. Because you see, yes, vice president. No, sorry, no, check BBR. No, it's not done that way. Okay, there are people there who give information to presidents and vice presidents and ministers, even sometimes, and they can be misled. This was a classic case of President Mahama being misled. Unfortunately, I think the Kumasi one, it misled her. I beat because I'm down on election related. Now, election related, no flag bearer. No. He clearly knew what he was doing at Kumasi Kwame. Inti points am I there? Whether conditions precedents 3 pe na wesi, and those are very preliminary ones, Kwame. They are the easier ones. PPA approval, parliamentary approval of the loan facility, and then the signing of the contract. The real substance, the big ones, the critical triggers, were the 4 that were left untouched and had to be taken through the processes by the Akufo-Addo administration. There was no delay. There was no order to the contractor that stop working. And this was not a question of doing forensic audit of your performance, because your performance was not starting. the value for money audit was on the contract. It's when you have the contract that you do value for money audit.
Phase 2 began under Mahama, but the full thing hadn't been done before Nanado took over. And Nanado,
commencement.
It didn't begin.
No. The reason why I'm asking that
if
is
you are talking of
the process.
Is it coming?
The process.
Yes, the process. Yes, I mean parliamentary approval, as I've said, October 31st and November 3rd, 2016. I'm not taking him out. Actually, Tamamoto we make our last week, and I'll come there. We want to be the Yabako Tamamoto we second run. Kwame, I mean, I'm always talking of being factual, just making a factual presentation. Mr. 3 conditions precedent had been fulfilled before cutting the sword. That's a fact. And only a signing of the contract, parliamentary approval of the loan agreement, and PPA approval. Mahama, the list of the rest that were not in place. And that submission, and this is very important, so the Fifigote had to write the letter to remind the contractor. Submission of the performance security by the contractor to the employer as per the provisions of clause 4.2 of the conditions of contract was not done, had not been done before he cut the sword. Signature, and this is critical, Kwame.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to industry players. Signature and entry into force of the loan facility agreement. And I said that was done 29th December 2017.
After GM had left power.
Yes. Then effectiveness of the drawdown on the loan facility done 26th April 2018. Value for money audit concluded October 2017.
So why did Mr. Mahama as president I've been to cut them so?
But I've told you in
They're
my
not-
view, it was the election related. Simple. 2 days to elections. For the optics. And for people to believe that yes, I'm paying. But for otherwise, because he's very intelligent, he's experienced. Church mercy.
No.
Yes, I'm not one of those who, because of politics you try to downplay a bit them. Church mercy. Look, he's raising now to the office of President of Ghana. Apart from that, as a person and consider him virtually like a brother. I'm nowhere close to him now when you're talking about competence, capacity. Maybe I will if I order.
Competence,
comparatively, me to compare me to President Mahama.
Even though more vice president, one more also president to be. Want to be diplomatic.
There's another section of the contract.
I just picked up some information from Ministry of Health.
Yes.
Wa Regional Hospital, which I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
The loan agreement was signed in 2008.
Yes.
Good. Value for money complete. Approved. The loan agreement was approved by Parliament in 2008.
Yes.
Value for money completed in 2009.
Exactly.
Contract signed in January 2010.
Yes.
Sword was cut August 2010.
Yes.
Designs completed in 2011.
Exactly.
Construction started in 2012.
Yes.
Full completion under Nanado Kweku Baako.
Yes. Now,
so the question the person is asking, Kufo, Mills, Mahama, Nanado, who owns this project?
But you remember exactly what I was going to say. When President Akufo-Addo was commissioning WA, he made a very interesting statement that project had passed through the hands of four presidents and mentioned all of them. Kufo, Mills, Mahama, Nono.
Yeah.
So what he was doing was that, look, and he even went ahead to say this is the beauty of our country there, at least we'll abandon that project and that we should try and do that, more of that.
So why are we involved in this? I did this, you did that, you didn't do this. Why do well,
the Mark there is because we politicized so many of our projects, development projects. We are all part of it. And few months ago, I began an exercise that depoliticize and demystify. And this a lot of problems. The Eurojet hospitals, Bank of Ghana on your government, and so still one way insist do a water a maritime hospital.
Yeah.
Was started. It started at Akufo in terms of purchase of the land. Nanyama was a 1 penny. Ninia Wadema John. I mean, John Mahama alone. The fallacy of it. I tried to expose that thing. I even had problems with some MPP communicators too, because they too were seeking to take total exclusive credit for Bichabilanti Sabakaya. And I said, no, that's not the fair picture to paint. But I mean, where I make the Yenya account being there. And let's go back to the Third Republic, the PNP of Dr. Liman, which was a CPP then. You know what we did?
Second coming.
Yes, in my CPP for PNP area.
They
listed all the Nkrumah projects. Chesasi, Black Star Line, Akusumbu, Temahabo, Tema Township. What the big list. Now what Coralis, now what catch and coffin. Hey, Nkrumah project, hey, Nkrumah project. Yes, it was Ghana money, wasn't it? But what's another money project? We still say that today, don't we? You see, I am a bit charitable, but just be factual. If you are factual, then
claim credit.
Yes,
no problem.
Yes, or Tedam Akufo-Addo Kai. Look, this has passed through 4 presidents. He was virtually acknowledging
all of them,
the role each of them had played. That's what he was doing. But as I was saying, another one, see, and letter na me read the alien, see. Contract not a right of access to site. The site shall be handed over to the contractor in sections. Specific site for construction of terminal building shall be handed over to the contractor from the commencement date. It's a year.
From the commencement
date, as we know now, was 25th May 2018. The time President Mahama was cutting sod, December 5th, 2016. No, drew commencement date. No one handed oversight. None of these things had been done. And I'm saying, hey, on your backyard gardening contract. This is a major contract based on international particulars and conditions. And you don't joke with it unless you want to play politics, election politics. And that's why I'm making the point. That sword cutting, which was unsustainable, was clearly done within the context of election grabbing of votes. That's all. Because as I'm saying, he's so capable, he's able, me use such words, say, me good words may use and but where I rise to know, I thought sufficiently he would understand this contract. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
He should understand this contract.
That one I agree.
It's say Nipa our capability to appreciate what this contract meant. Now the only reason I can give is to say it was election politics.
Purpose.
I don't want to say incompetence. It will be inappropriate.
You've said it.
No, it will be inappropriate usage at this point in time relative to the issue at stake.
You don't want to say Sakawa either?
Never. Internet, yawo baby yawe. Metum, Pamram Botuma Bim. Second run, I'm a deal with the Tamamoto way.
Chairman General, tell me why is it that in this current controversy over sword cuttings and many similar controversies, the NPP communications and information gurus fail to collect, collate and put it out in the public domain, the facts and figures surrounding such events, in order to put the record straight, but rather sit back, allow the NDC and propagandists to draw rings around them and generally have a field day? Why should Kweku Baako be the one who must carry the can and come to the rescue? Nana Sieduba for the second, Sankubasi, Etiwa District. I think this Kweku Baako Sami Jemfi issue should be held on a neutral stage. A lawyer versus...
There's nothing like Kweku Baako versus Sami Jemfi. Sami Jemfi signed that thing on behalf of a party.
So it's Kweku Baako versus NDC?
It's not even
yes, it's distortion of it.
Public discourse.
That's it. People should take that one out.
You grab the MPP issues. What's the public discourse? Saying that the matter comes up.
Now, who says that Kweku Baako has no duty or responsibility to speak on such matters?
And that necessarily it has to be the NPP.
Okay. Kweku, I was looking for a project management specialist on these things.
Advocate.
Say this one helps your cause.
Yeah.
Kweku Baako from Sweden, your namesake, says Chairman General Kweku is right. I've worked on development projects before. The major financier would always see conditions precedent prior to making a loan agreement effective and operational. Apart from the conditions enumerated in the specific contract Kweku read, some conditions precedent can even be provision of office space and staffing by Government of Ghana or the executing agency before a loan agreement becomes effective. As such, the time of a sod-cutting is inconsequential until conditions precedent are fully fulfilled.
Thank you.
Kwame, the why do you know? This from the cabinet document, the memo, July 2012. May read Wahabe twice or thrice. Confirmation of work. Now, cabinet look at the status of completion of all the Eurojet projects. To you, this is titled Confirmation of Work, paragraph 8. The Ministry of Health has confirmed that certificate of possession of sites for phase 1 of the project covering Tepa in Sakawa.
In Soko.
This is Bon Papa.
Manewa.
Too much. Wa and Salaga was issued to Euroject on June 30th, 2011. In addition, site plans for Wa, Salaga, and Sokonomi and Tepa were also submitted to the contractor on the same day. Now, so July 30th, 2010, when Vice President Mahama had been invited to go and cut the sod. Now, Kwame, a contractor no crana won't fire site in a man. Though Parliament had approved the loan, value for money as Kwame 2009. I make it value for money. Make it a copy 2009, and then the other one contract had been signed 2010 yeah, January. Okay, contractor no crano inima non-call site because a year later, answer woman is certificate of possession of site. A year later, now was a man on the site plans. So somebody misled Vice President Mahama to go and cut sod. Oh no, I won't say election related because it was 2010 July, far from election date. He was just misled. And the point I'm making is that Kumasi obviously hadn't learned the lessons deeply, sufficiently, as he wanted us to take on board. Because all cohorts no contract any site. Contract on start till Juma. Submitting fees statement on NDC's behalf there. The contractor had moved from phase 1 and gone to the phase 2 site on your true.
You're still
for 2 different contractors.
You still we
September 2015. No documents in our Kwame. I'm not just saying it on top of my with BBR by and then with the bags to pen I buy. Because I don't maybe discuss any surgical operation.
Aerial surgery.
Oh, baby, 5
It's aerial surgical operation.
Yes. No, maybe phase 1.
Now, area phase 1.
Of course, and there's something I must put on record. Look, Kwame, recently, I have to be honest with you. Kwame Nima, name there. Actually, I a loan approval for phase 3.
Oh, okay.
Of Kumasi Airport. I didn't know. I have to be honest with you. I think Felix was on OB's.
Who's Felix? Quite your
yes.
Okay.
Program. No, can I send a text that no, there's no phase 3. There's phase 2 pair. So he argued. I have to give it to him. He was right. I was wrong. We check it, double checks. Parliament have passed agreement for phase 3
of Kumasi Airport.
Yes, but we decide. They decided that they should combine the phase 2 and 3 for operational efficiency, and that you save his car 4 million euro B. It's in the Hansard. So, in fact, I met Felix last Saturday, a coffee shop. I think he had come to do some business there, and I told him that look, you were right, I was wrong.
Oh, you conceded?
Of course.
That's Kweku's nature.
Kwame, there's no big deal.
Yeah.
I told him, my double checks. So he was right and I was wrong. On the fact that there was a phase 3, which I didn't know. And indeed, to the extent put the parliament, I pass, approve agreement for it. I didn't know, Kwame. I have to be honest with you.
You're human after all.
Yes.
Your position can change.
I didn't hear that. But Obama,
You just spoke Chinese.
Well, let me just acknowledge.
This FM 104.3. Good to meet you.